Hi, it's Kelly Rasmussen here, and I'm going to show you a couple different techniques for using watercolor pencils to color in stamped images. For this card, I started out by stamping the ledger image with pool shadow ink onto some watercolor paper. And next I'm going to stamp the flower swirl vine image with some StazOn ink. And you'll want to be sure to use an ink similar to StazOn that won't bleed when you put water over the top of it. And since this cardstock has a rough texture, I'm going to press down pretty hard and wiggle it around just a little bit to make sure that I get a good, clean, stamped image. Now I'm going to pull out some of my watercolor pencils and start to color in the image. Now if you've never worked with watercolor pencils before, they look exactly like regular colored pencils, but the pigment used in these pencils is water soluble, which means that the colors will easily blend together just by adding water. I'm going to start out by tracing the stems of the flower with my green pencil. Now I'm going to take a thin paintbrush, dip it into some water, and trace all of those stems that I just colored. And it's a little hard to see here, but the color is starting to spread and all the rough lines from your pencil are disappearing. Now I'm going to color in the leaves using a little bit different method. I put some water on my paintbrush and then rub it directly onto the tip of my pencil. And once I have color on my brush, I will start painting the leaves. And as I need more color, I just go back to the pencil and add water as necessary. Now I'm going to color in the flowers using the same method of taking the color directly from the tip of the pencil. And don't worry, this isn't going to ruin your watercolor pencils, but it will make the lead a little soft. So before I go and do any more coloring with this pencil, I will sharpen it first to make sure my lead is nice and firm again. And here I'm just finishing up coloring the last couple of flowers. And here is a close-up view of the finished card. Next I want to show one more coloring method using your watercolor pencils. On a scrap piece of cardstock, I'm just going to scribble a patch of color, and then I'm going to use my paintbrush to add a little water, mix it around, and now I have a little palette of paint to color with. This method results in more of a pastel color, but you can determine how dark or light of a color you want just by the amount of water you add. And if you're using sturdy watercolor paper like I am, you can even go back in over the top of the image once it dries to add some shading or to darken the color. Thanks for watching, and I hope you will give watercolor pencils a try.